Hello, very good evening to you. Welcome to Friday's North West Tonight with Kelly Foran. Our top story. Nothing to hide or an invasion of privacy. Facial recognition technology on our streets is on its way. The cameras can focus on faces in a crowd or busy streets to help identify those wanted by police. Also tonight. Manchester Pride amidst serious problems with its finances amid complaints from suppliers and artists who haven't been paid. Back with a bang, the Premier League returns with the region's red rivals clashing at Anfield.
Oh, he's gone for a trick shot. It's not far away.
Wait for it, the 2-year-old who's already breaking into the world of snooker.
And another day, another cloudy scene. Many photographs coming in like this, although a few glimmers of brightness. Now, the change is coming, but when? Join me at the end of the programme. I'll give you all the details.
Police here in the North West will be using facial recognition cameras for the very first time from next week. The technology, which can assess in seconds if people are on a watch list of suspects or if they're missing and considered vulnerable. They'll target areas with crime issues or events with large crowds. Kevin Fitzpatrick reports.
Facial recognition cameras have been used for years by police in London and Wales, but now it could be coming to a town near you.
So we've got the 2 cameras on top, and then this is where the operator or operators will sit. It enables us to capture people, arrest people who have been wanted for a broad range of offences, including some very serious ones, or have been wanted by the courts. Could be quite a significant period of time. I know that other forces that have operated facial recognition technology have arrested people that have been outstanding wanted for a significant number of years.
The cameras are scanning for faces, and when they lock onto one, the technology creates a mathematical representation which it can compare to images already on the system. If it does spot someone they're looking for, they can tell officers on the ground who can approach them.
It'll just keep scanning and bringing up the alerts, and it gives you the score rating. So what you'd find on here, it would tell us any warning markers for suspects, the P&C IDs. So anyone who's wanted on warrants or crime or missing from homes or violent, gives you all your warnings that the operator can then pass on.
National guidelines say any force using it must give the public advance warning, and there'll be signs telling people they're in a facial recognition zone. Civil liberties groups have raised concerns, but police insist privacy will be respected.
The software will read biometric data, and if there's not a match, there is no retained product, there is no storage of the biometric data and the readings. So it's not like CCTV where it will be stored on a hard drive and then available for a set period of time. And the software deletes it immediately at source. So if you're going about your daily business and you're walking through the zone of recognition where we're using the facial recognition tools, then you have nothing to fear about us retaining any personal data, because these are the safeguards that are built into the way that we're designed to deploy it.
Saletown Centre will be the first area where the vans are deployed next week as part of an attempt to crack down on low-level crime like shoplifting. Kevin Fitzpatrick, BBC North West Tonight, Manchester.
And we'd love to hear your thoughts on the introduction of that technology onto our streets. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's intrusive? Let us know and we'll read out a selection on Monday's programme. You can use that QR code on your screen now to WhatsApp us or send an email, nwt@bbc.co.uk. In other news, 3 people have been arrested on suspicion of supplying drugs after a 19-year-old woman was found dead in Manchester city centre. Police discovered her body when they were called to the Deaf Institute on Grosvenor Street yesterday. The woman worked at the nearby Gorilla Bar. The company, which owns both venues, says it will do all it can to help the police with their investigation. A company created and still partly owned by Blackburn's billionaire Issa Brothers has been fined after failing to pay thousands of workers the minimum wage. The government says that Euro garages underpaid more than 3,000 workers, a total of more than £800,000. The EG Group tonight said everyone that was underpaid was fully reimbursed. Football fans joined family and friends of the former Liverpool women's manager Matt Beard today for a special memorial mass. He died last month, aged 47. Current and former players attended the service at Liverpool's Metropolitan Cathedral. Now, the Charity Commission says it's assessing concerns about Manchester Pride after the organisers submitted a serious incident report regarding its finances. It comes after suppliers and artists at this year's event in August told the BBC they've been met with a wall of silence when chasing payment. Manchester Pride says it will issue a statement next week. Phil McCann has been looking into what's happened.
The biggest Pride in the North is a party and a protest. But now the party's over for this year, the protest is coming from lots of those who performed at Manchester Pride and from those behind the scenes who made their performances happen. The BBC understands even one of the headliners hasn't been paid. This year, those included the former Little Mix singer Leanne here, as well as Ollie Alexander and Nelly Furtado. Also unpaid, former RuPaul's Drag Race UK contender Banksy, who curated a celebration of fashion at this year's Pride.
It's really frustrating when you're sending emails and being kind of present and trying to be the professional that this job requires you to be, and you're getting automatics all the time. And I think something to note as well is that it's never the people who are doing the job on the ground.
Big D wasn't paid either. They performed as part of a tribute act called Queens Aloud.
It's a slap in the face because you're the ones, if anyone, the Pride companies are meant to be the ones that are meant to champion us the most, and they're just not.
And behind the scenes, production staff like Chris, who also hasn't been paid.
Every other year I was paid the day after. This year, when I put my invoice in for £2,050, at the end of August, alarm bells started to ring from, event managers, freelance people, photographers, dancers, choreographers. All these people haven't been paid.
They and others have been trying and failing to get answers from the charity that runs Manchester Pride. Despite the huge numbers that turn out here, it's clear that things have been difficult behind the scenes for some time. The most recent financial accounts for Manchester Pride Limited reported a deficit of £468,000. That was back in 2023. And now the Charity Commission says that Manchester Pride has submitted a serious incident report relating to its finances. Now, it says that it's assessing that, but it hasn't provided any further details about it. In a statement on Instagram, Manchester Pride has said, "We recognise that there's been a period of silence from us while we've taken legal and financial advice. We understand," they say, "the frustration this has caused and the impact this has. Our intention," they say, "is to ensure that we speak with honesty, clarity and care as we move forward." They say they'll provide an update next week. But as the questions for Manchester Pride mount, so do the bills, for them and for the people they're meant to pay to make Pride happen. Phil McCann, BBC North West Tonight, Manchester.
Next tonight, an inquest into the death of a mother who died along with her baby daughter after a home birth has heard that the likely cause of death was multi-organ failure with cardiac arrest after a severe bleed. Jennifer Cahill died at North Manchester General Hospital shortly after giving birth at home in Prestwich. Her baby daughter Agnes Lily died a few days later. Mairead Smith has been at the hearing in Rochdale today. And Mairead, the inquest has already heard from Mrs Cahill's husband and the midwives who attended the birth. Who did the inquest hear from today?
Yes, Kelly, this has been the fifth day of evidence in this inquest at Rochdale Coroner's Court. And as you can appreciate, it has been such a difficult hearing for the family, many of whom have been here all week, and those who were involved in the care of Jennifer Cahill and her baby daughter before they both sadly died. Today we heard from the pathologist, Dr Lisa Barker, who carried out the post-mortem on 34-year-old Jennifer Cahill. She said that her findings show that she had suffered a hemorrhage and cardiac arrest, she thought, caused by a severe tear after childbirth. She thought that that tear should have been visible, in her opinion, to those who were giving her care at home. She also commented on blood tests that were taken, or results given, on the 22nd of May, just 2 weeks before she went into labour, and they showed that she was slightly anemic despite taking iron tablets to help treat it. And Dr. Barker said that this would have been meant that Jennifer Cahill would have been slightly less able to cope with a bleed. Jennifer Cahill had wanted that home birth because of care that she thought wasn't good enough whenever she was in hospital at the birth of her first child. That was despite being a high-risk mother, because she had actually suffered a hemorrhage after that earlier birth.
And Mairead, the North West Ambulance Service also spoke today, didn't they?
Yes, they had been called by the midwives after the birth of baby Agnes. She was unresponsive when she was born. Senior paramedic Sean Scroops described the room when he arrived, the room with the birthing pool in, as quite dark. He said it was difficult to see. I instructed the curtains to be opened and the light to be switched on to see what was happening. Mr. Scroops said baby Agnes was on the floor as one of the midwives was attempting resuscitation. He said he went to the baby as his priority. He said that he had no concerns at the time for Jennifer Cahill, that she was suffering a hemorrhage. During his short time on the scene, he was also asked who had responsibility for Jennifer while he attended the baby, and he said it's clear-cut. Postnatal care is down to the midwives. Jennifer Cahill's husband thanked the North West Ambulance Service for their care and their efforts on the day that both his wife died and his baby daughter died a few days later. The inquest will continue here on Monday morning.
Mairead Smith, thank you. Now, some other stories that people are reading about in the North West tonight. In Manchester, there are plans for a major makeover of Piccadilly Gardens. The city centre space had become run down, and the council say the revamp will make it a space that Mancunians are proud of once again. Now, this is Councillor Swin Purple with her burner phone. She had to get it as where she lives, people in Burscough, were facing the prospect of a year with no mobile phone signal. And the Cortinas have announced a homecoming gig at Wythenshawe Park. They'll be supported by Wirral band The Coral. You can find out more of these stories online, bbc.co.uk, or on the BBC News app. Now, for people living with dementia, loneliness and declining activity can be major challenges, but a scheme in Lancashire is aiming to combat that through golf. Heysham Golf Club is the first in the North West to hold dementia-friendly sessions in partnership with the charity, and Molly Brewer has been to meet some of those taking part.
Oh, there we go. Oh, it's too hard. You don't know your own strength.
It's 2 hours where you're not concentrating on your dementia, you're concentrating on getting the ball in the hole or trying to chip it. So it's problem solving. Everything that is recommended for people suffering with the disease.
Oh, no, you put me off, I have dementia. Never even thought about playing, wasn't something that I, thought I might enjoy, but absolutely enjoy it. I mean, being in the fresh air, meeting so many different lovely people, and then, just enjoying pitching putting.
And you come to tea and cakes, don't you? That's what you want.
Of course, the tea and cakes afterwards are wonderful.
It's great for Vicky as well, to get out and about and meet people, really, that have got the similar sort of problems. And you can see, see how people are coping.
You get the social side, so it's amazing that they meet each other. We've had 2 couples who met now, who are now going on a cruise together. And alongside the social side is the physical side, that you're outdoors in the fresh air and you're being active.
Whether you win or you lose, it doesn't really matter. It's just being there to be able to do something. You can help each other, but then we can beat each other as well.
I know it's not about the winning, but does it get competitive?
Yes.
I mean, my friends, neighbours, absolutely laugh their heads off. They think, you're playing golf. Something different. Not watching television all the time, you know, and because my ability to cook and shop and do stuff like that has gone right out the window. Everything's just shut off, you know. It's really, how long will I last with nothing tangible, you know? So this is the tangible bit. It gives you some sort of freedom.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant idea, isn't it? Right, we're sticking with sport now. Onto the Premier League, which is back this weekend, Ian, with a big fixture, a nerve-wracking fixture at Anfield.
Very much so, yeah. Liverpool v Manchester United, Kelly. Lots and lots at stake for both those clubs. Liverpool endured a miserable couple of weeks prior to the international break, losing 3 games in a row in all competitions and dropping down to second in the Premier League. Inconsistent United, meanwhile, beat Sunderland in their last match to move up to 10th, but it's anyone's guess how they'll perform on Sunday.
We know that it's probably the game that's been watched the most all over the world. So yeah, it's special to be part of it, but in the end it's also a game where we have to be at our best, because United, in my opinion, has had a better start of the season than maybe the league table is showing.
If we think about just winning the next game, we can win. If we are going to fight and to be at the same level of Liverpool in the future, that is the idea. I don't know how long it is going to take.
There's an intriguing game at the Etihad Stadium tomorrow. It's 5th versus 8th as Manchester City host Everton, while Burnley could move out of the Premier League relegation zone if they can beat Leeds at Turf Moor. Both sides came up from the Championship last season and, as a result, know each other well.
I think we give ourselves a brilliant opportunity in terms of the objective of trying to stay in this division. Yeah. I think it's been well documented, and we all know that. Even you guys sitting in this room, the first lot of fixtures have been tough fixtures for us. What gives me a massive encouragement is how competitive we've been in there.
Well, that's the Premier League. Some League One for you now. Bolton Wanderers were a tough watch at Huddersfield Town last night, in my opinion, but got their first away win since April in astonishing style. A goal down for most of the match. They eventually equalised through Sam Dalby 3 minutes into injury time and then went on to win it 2 minutes later. This was how BBC Radio Manchester's Jack Dearden and Keith Hill called it.
Wanderers, can they go on and win it? Edge of the penalty area.
Go on, then.
Inside the penalty area. Real opportunity here. 2-1! What a winner! Coulson Newbury! Wanderers have nicked it!
Look at the
what
bench,
a finish!
Look at the bench!
Look at the celebration on the Bolton bench!
Get in, Jack. Look at the bench. Manchester United women made it 2 wins from 2 in the Champions League last night. Fredolina, some Super League now, and breaking news in the last hour. Paul Rowley has been confirmed as the new head coach of St Helens. Yesterday, we covered his former club Salford Red Devils relegation from Super League. And today, Widnes Vikings and Oldham both learned they've missed out on a place in the expanded top division. Oldham say they'll do everything in their power to keep banging on Super League's door, while Widnes say they're disappointed but incredibly proud to have made it through to the final stages of the application process. Well, it's 2 wins from 3 so far for Sale Sharks in Rugby Union's Prem. And tomorrow, they're at Saracens, who've had an almost identical start to the new season. Last week, Sharks hammered Newcastle Red Bulls, which included a Tom Roebuck hat-trick. Now, we've seen some prodigious talents in North West sport down the years. Think Wayne Rooney's arrival on the scene as a teenager at Everton and Warrington's Luke Littler in darts, to name but 2. And now North West Tonight might just have discovered another. That's because in our inbox, nwt@bbc.co.uk, we found an email from the dad of 2-year-old Jude alerting us to the youngster's amazing snooker skills. We sent our own prodigious talents, Zoe Toes, to meet him.
Meet Jude, the small but mighty 2-year-old snooker player turning everyone's heads. 6 months ago, Jude picked up his first ever cue, a small one at that, and it's fair to say he had a lot of tricks hidden up his sleeve.
He put the cue through his fingers in such a way that he had the natural ability to know where it went. You could say his look at first, but then when you see him, he gets down, he gets focused on the shot. You know, he puts it all into it. He is a bit of a show-off as well, so if he has a bit of a crowd there, it does help. Going forward, you know, hopefully be playing in front of big crowds and stuff in the future.
I don't play now.
that dog.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's known by fans as Judy147 and he's racked up over 20,000 followers and 200 million likes on social media.
It's wild, like, there's so many good things still to come, in my opinion. This is just the start of the journey. Kyron Wilson, he won the World Championship in 2024. He's one of the first professional players to follow him. You know, you talk about a world champion following a 2-year-old, like, it's crazy to think of.
And now this tiny titan has signed his own sponsorship deal. Talk about power play.
As far as I'm aware, and I have researched it, I don't know anyone at the age of 2 to have a snooker sponsor. I don't even know anyone at the age of 2 to be playing. As grown men, you know, we've got a match later and I'll have that same shot and it'd be going through my head like, my 2-year-old potted this, I can't miss it, and you'd be surprised how many people miss them blacks off the spots.
And even the professionals need time for a juice break.
It's funny when we're packing the stuff because it starts off really professional with like the cue and his chalk and his little case, but then obviously he needs his dummy. He likes a warm bot, as he says, and he says, can we go big snooks, is what he calls this.
And Dad hopes that Jude's success will inspire other kids to queue up and enjoy the game.
A lot of snooker clubs closing down, and snooker, you would say, is a bit of a dying game, and I feel it needs a bit of a spark, and I think someone like Jude could take that on his own, which sounds like a lot of responsibility, but if we can get a load of young 2 to 7-year-olds, find you've got the next Ronnie O'Sullivan as well.
Could this be the victory dance of the future world snooker champion?
Oh, he's gone for a trick shot.
Zoe Toes, BBC North West Tonight, Manchester.
Wow, 2 years old. He's really, really good, isn't he? I mean, I was pretty good at Connect 4, but not until I was at least 8.
I was going to say, you weren't doing that at 2. What were you doing at 2, Ian?
Nothing much, really. watching TJ Hooker on telly. That was basically it.
All I was doing was crying a lot and having tantrums, so my mother says. Thank you, Mother.
I have no idea, but I definitely didn't have a skill. I'm not sure much has changed.
There you go, then.
It's OK.
No, you have.
Oh, yeah, that's why
I was waiting for that, thank you.
Yeah, it's really good.
OK, you're here. Why are you here? Tell us, you're on the sofa.
25 and 25, of course. We've been missing it. Now, this week, I've been out running, which, of course, would be a lie. But I have met a man who has taken up an extreme running challenge inspired by the positivity of his dad.
So you've already run this morning, have you?
My dad's always been this sort of invincible type. You know, I got to 78, never had anything wrong with him. Positive outlook on life. Everything's always fine and rosy and optimistic. So suddenly to turn around and tell you that, you know, the big C was a bit of a sort of reality check.
I wasn't really suffering with anything. I didn't know there was anything wrong with me. I'd had a few problems. I went to the doctors. He said, I think you've got a problem with your prostate. So I got myself tested. Yes, I definitely had cancer in the prostate.
I've been running 5K, so 3.12 miles, every day this year. I just felt I needed to do something. You know, I knew he didn't need my sort of emotional support in that way. You know, he's not that kind of character. He didn't need it that way. You know, as he shakes his head, knowing full well. But I just felt I needed to do something. You know, I needed to, you know, raise awareness. You know, it suddenly brought it home to me. You know, I was 49 when he was diagnosed. So I just thought, yeah, I'm going to start to have some crazy running challenge and get people talking. It is brutal. It is, I mean, as someone who's run for about 10 years and I've done a few marathons and things, this is the hardest thing I've done by far. I'm carrying injuries at the moment. My body's slowly reminding me it's 51 and isn't working as well as it used to do. I've really got people talking, you know, I've got people coming to me at work and out of work, you know, oh, it's inspiring, it's amazing what you're doing. And straight away I go, thank you, have you been for a test? And it's getting that awareness.
We're all very supportive and so proud of him. I mean, I never thought he could do it. I mean, all right, he's over halfway, and I know Michael, I know what he's like. He will do it.
For me, it's about awareness. If one person goes and gets tested this year on the back of what I've done and finds that they've got it and is cured by it, all this is worthwhile.
Oh, Michael and John were the loveliest guys, and Oscar the dog. The fact that he's done that every day and still is going strong. I don't think I've done 5K this year, so huge thank you for taking part. Now then, weather-wise, it's again been another day of cloudy skies. but some glimmers of brightness. Port Erin, I've been on the sauna on that beach, it's amazing. Tiny bits of glimmer over there. And Sefton, well, you can just about see hints of brightness. We will see some sunshine returning, but we're also going to see wet and windy weather as things change this weekend. Thank you for sending in your pictures. You can follow me on socials, and you can also become a BBC weather watcher and let me know what it's like in your part of the world. So this weekend, it is all changed, so high pressure is shifting away. It does look like the best day is going to be tomorrow. It's going to be quite cloudy, but then Sunday we are going to see a return of rain and the winds are going to strengthen as well. Low pressure will be in charge. So if you look at the pressure chart, you can see that high pressure is continuing to shift off to the near continent. Waiting in the wings, low pressure with various fronts. That's going to throw rain our way, which, to be fair, is needed for the gardens, but not until Sunday. So if you're out and about through this evening, dry, mostly cloudy, it's relatively mild. It stays mostly cloudy as we head overnight. But where we do get any breaks, I think, again, especially more northern parts of the Pennines, you will get some patches of mist and fog forming. Temperatures here probably down to around about 4 or 5 degrees. Elsewhere, around about 8 or 9. The breeze still gentle. So tomorrow morning, once again, mist and fog where you've got it will lift and clear. A lot of cloud out and about. There will be some glimmers of brightness, most of us dry, although perhaps over the hills you could get the odd little bit of drizzle. Temperatures tomorrow around about 10 to 14 degrees. The breeze just starts to pick up through the afternoon and it will freshen as you head through tomorrow night. But again, if you're out tomorrow night, then most of us will be dry. But it's overnight. That's when we start to see those fronts pushing in. So they work their way through. We'll get some rain on the Isle of Man across all parts as we go through Sunday, and it will be heavy at times. And then low pressure is in charge as we go into next week. So there will be further rain or showers in the forecast. This is how it's looking at first on Saturday. There will be heavy pulses of rain. It's going to push through as we go through the morning. Fairly fresh winds, gusts of about 35 to 40 miles per hour. It's going to start to brighten, though. I think we could potentially see some sunshine on the Isle of Man by the end of the day. Here, temperatures 15 degrees. Elsewhere, it's going to be cloudy, it's going to be wet, and the rain will continue to push away. So by Sunday night, I think a lot of us will be dry, but possibly not in time before the sun sets. So across the board, 15 degrees. The winds will be fresh from the southeast. And then low pressure stays in charge as we go into next week. There's going to be showers pushing up from the south on Monday. By the end of the week, temperatures are really going to drop off. It will get much colder. That's your forecast.
Do you know, I love this time of year, though. It's an excuse to get the big coat on, get the candles on.
I'm fully under a big fleecy blanket. I've got it all on fire on.
But you'll be there in an hour's time. And conker picking, is that still a thing?
Oh, my kids conker pick all the time.
Yes, that's what I'm doing this weekend. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.